everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a quick, colorful fall look using kind of berry tones. So if you would like to become a member of the Glowing Gluten-Free group, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and then go ahead and ring the bell as well. That way you'll be notified of every time I upload a brand new video onto my channel. So today I'm going to be using the Classic Blossom palette from KKW Beauty. You can see it has this really pretty embossing on the front that almost feels a little bit sticker-ish, but it's just kind of raised and it's really pretty, and she always has this kind of neutral packaging with a soft matte finish, which is really nice. So this palette has some really good neutrals in it, as well as some nice berry tones with this kind of almost reddish raspberry color, and then this is like a nice deep purple with a little shimmer to it, and it has some really pretty shimmers in it as well, some more neutrals here and here. So let me go ahead and go through the shade names before we get started. So this one first here is Chi, then we have Baby, Samurai, Cherry, Blossom, then we have Japan, Tree, West, Season, and Hanami. This palette was inspired by her daughter, Chicago, and her love for cherry blossoms, and I believe Kim had a kind of cherry blossom themed baby shower when she had her daughter, Chicago. So this palette is kind of an inspiration of her. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into this color here, Tree, which is just a nice kind of cool toned light brown color, and I'm going to go ahead and take this as my transition shade and go from the crease into kind of this area here. And this is my very first KKW Beauty eyeshadow palette that I've owned, and I'm finding that the mattes are blending really well so far. The color payoff is really nice, it's really pigmented, and it's not coming off patchy or streaky, and it's blending really nicely. So now I'm just going to go in with a smaller brush into the same color Tree and go along the lower lash line. And that just gives a little definition. And I'm also going to kind of join up the lower lash line with the same shade on the transition kind of crease area. Just makes it a little bit more cohesive. So next I'm going to go into the color Season, which is this really pretty purple, kind of deep purple shade. It also has a little bit of shimmer to it. So I'm going to take a little bit more of a precise crease kind of round brush, tap off the excess, and go right on the outside edge of the eye, and then start to do my V shape, which is kind of up diagonally from the outside edge of the lash line, and then going in at the crease. So it kind of makes this V shape. And I'm finding that this color is really pigmented, and this is a color that will be flattering on anyone, any skin tone, any eye color, just very pretty. Then I'm going to take that shade and also kind of blend it up a little bit higher into the crease area. yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to go in with the same shade now, Season, and put it on just the outer edge of my lower lash line. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit more color. I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is called Cherry. And I'm going to dip in with my finger. This is a very soft pressed powder, and it's got some shimmer to it. It's really pretty. It's kind of this red with a little bit of kind of gold undertone to it. So what I'm going to do is place that shade right next to where the purple ends, and I'm not going to put it towards the inner third of my eyelid. I'm just going to place it right next to the purple, because I don't want to cover up the purple, but I also don't want this shade all over my lid. I just want it to be a nice pop of color, and it definitely delivers on that color. It's a nice pink, almost reddish tone, and it just adds some nice bright color to the look. And I find that for any kind of shimmery eyeshadow, you get the best payoff when you use your finger. And so you can see it just adds this pop of color, which I really love. And this is a really pretty way to still have some color on your face and have a nice kind of smoky look. So next I'm going to go into the shade right here, which is called West, and it's a really pretty shimmery kind of gold color. And I'm just going to dip in again, and you can see it's a really pretty color payoff with the gold, and again it's more of that soft pressed powder, and when you dip your finger in, it's just really silky. So I'm going to go ahead and press this, kind of do a press and drag motion on the inner third of my eye, and I'm going to kind of blend it into where the cherry color starts so that you don't have a harsh line. I love that shimmer that just adds some brightness to the look, and it just kind of ties everything together. So now I'm going to go in with just a clean brush, and I'm just going to hit the edges of the shadow to make sure it's nice and soft. And now I'm going to go in with the same brush that I used for the transition shade and add just a little bit more, just a little bit higher, to further blend out those colors. I never seem to start my transition shade high enough, so this is a good way to just kind of go back, blend it out, diffuse everything, and make sure that it's a nice gradient of color and it's not just all of a sudden, boom. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of my highlighter and pop it on the inside corners of my eyes and underneath just a little bit. Okay, so now I'm just going to top it off with some mascara. Alright, so I finished putting some mascara on, and I would say this eyeshadow look is done. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and so here is my verdict of this KKW Beauty Classic Blossom Palette. I think the matte shades in here are really nice. I like that she has warm tones and cool tones in here. I like this pretty pink color. This kind of cream color I think is a really good base for your eyeshadow as well, and so all of these mattes just blended really well. I haven't been able to use this one as much just because I haven't been quite adventurous enough to try this more red color yet, but let me go ahead, I guess, and swatch it for you. It's a little bit more powdery than the other mattes, but it does have good color payoff. And it looks like if you blend it, yeah, it looks like it's going to blend really well also. So I'm liking the mattes in this eyeshadow palette. They're blending really well, really easily, and you can get a nice look without it looking streaky or patchy at all. So I think the formula on those are great. I also am loving all three of these shimmer shades. I think the color payoff on those are great, and I think this is such a unique color, and as you can see, it just gives a nice pop of color to your eyeshadow look without it being overpowering or using a bright green or a bright blue or something like that. It's still neutral enough that you can wear it every day, and again, all of these colors are going to be super flattering on any skin tone. My only critique, I would say, is that this deep brown, I'll swatch it for you as well, it's a little bit softer than Hanami, which was this guy here, but this has a little bit more shimmer to it, and this is the color Blossom. It still swatches really well, and it has some pretty kind of copper shimmer to it. Not shimmer, but it just kind of has a copper sheen to it, which is really pretty. I'll have to play around a little bit more with this one, but my only critiques for the palette is that it didn't have a really deep, kind of almost deep chocolate brown or a black to do an eyeliner with. This color, these are really the deepest shades in the palette minus the purple that I'm wearing, and I just don't really feel like those two are dark enough to do a liner. So I'm kind of missing that dark brown shade for me personally, since I usually like a dark brown over a black liner. I wish there was one more shimmer shade that was one step lighter than this one, because you can see it's it's a pretty gold color, but for my personal skin tone, which is very fair, I need something just a little bit lighter to bring a lot of light to my eyes, so I had to dip into my Scott Barnes highlighter palette to get that brighter shimmer eyeshadow. But otherwise, I think the formula on this is great, and I think it's going to be really a usable palette. I like the colors a lot. I know I'm going to continue to use this, and yeah, I'd give it a thumbs up for sure. So that completes my video for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and again, if you'd like to become a member of the Glowing Gluten-Free group, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like, and leave some comments. I'd be happy to hear what you have to say, and I love to comment back. So thank you all again so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!